Welcome to Ultimate General Civil War. Legendary difficulty. And using the UI mod 1.8. So, the little flash up said that the church was in danger. We haven't taken the church. And the reason we didn't take the church is the secret to Shiloh is two things. Do not trip the flags. And, secondly, don't run out of ammo. So yeah, I turned my 24-pound howitzers off because at this range they're not very good. So also took some damage on my 24-pound howitzers because of the feature in the UI mod that enemy artillery will target my artillery. And I like that mod, or I like that option exactly as long as I don't lose a battery of 24-pound howitzers. And at that moment, I will hate that option and probably, well, not like this mod very much. But right now, I'm loving this mod. I think it's absolutely terrific. I can't imagine not playing with it ever in the future. If you play Ultimate General Civil War, install the mod. You can turn on and off the features that you like, so you can play an absolutely or very close to vanilla game. But you're going to find that you like some of these features, and as soon as you turn them on, you're going to wonder why they weren't built into the game to begin with. So yeah, I think and here I find out, yeah, there's still a bunch of folks here, but I've got to push these guys out of the woods. Yeah, it's a big unit, but we've got to push them out of the woods. And my infields don't have to lead this attack. I can lead with some of my, like my 42. Yeah, my 42s can charge right into this guy. That'll work out. So what I'm doing is I'm going to hit this guy with overwhelming numbers, get him in 2-on-1 combat, and drive him out of the woods. I want these woods. It's going to give me a huge advantage, and it's going to make me easy. It's going to make it easier to surround and kill the rest of his army. So we're going to do that. And what I was saying before is, you are absolutely going to love many of the options in the mod, and you're going to wonder why these features were not built into the vanilla game, and should have been. Like, just absolutely should have been. Now that I'm doing this, it's really clear these are good changes, and yeah, it's. Yep, got him 2-on-1, and even though he was over 2,000, he routed right away. 2-to-1 is a winner. And I want to get into melee. I want my units to get into melee and start building melee up. I'm still giving that flag a wide berth. I don't want to trip the flag. We only have 39 minutes, but that's enough time to take these woods. And then I'll start stacking up units on the edge of the map to go around the Union position and cut him off. And once we surround him, it's over. I mean, it's just he's gonna die. And then the last time I did this, it was about just shooting into them and staying out of melee. This is going to be about getting into melee at opportune times and capturing units. I find this a lot more fun. This way of playing where you get the enemy into melee, it is just more fun. I didn't mind standing back, avoiding melee, and just firing into the enemy, but this is a lot more engaging. It's not just more rewarding. It's I don't know. It makes the game more fun. That, yeah, we're going to charge into these guys when we have the enemy defeated. We're going to charge into them and we're going to capture them. Is just so much more enjoyable to play. It's I don't know if you can get that from watching the videos, but every time you capture an enemy unit, it's very gratifying. It's like I don't know, it's like a sugar rush or something. It's just very, very gratifying, and you get a little dopamine rush. I don't know. It's just really cool. Yeah, and the other thing is, I guess, when I played before, if you got into melee, it was a complete disaster for your army. You just took losses, lost officers, and you got nothing out of it. Now, you get into melee, it's not a bad thing. It's, um, you know that you could, you always knew before that you could get the enemy 2-to-1 into melee and defeat him. Now there's a real incentive to do it because every time you do that, your army, your units build up melee skill, which is going to pay off in the future. So it not only pays off in this battle, but the better your units get at melee, the easier melee combat is going to be. I think it'd just be great to have a bunch of infantry units with 100 melee skill, and you know, you weaken them with artillery, you weaken them with rifle fire, the enemy, and then you send in your 100 level melee units and crush them. And it really wouldn't matter very much, I don't think, what rifles you had if your individual melee skill was over 60. So 27 minutes to go on this side, and then the map will open up. Or does it open up, or we go to the right side for a while? Can't remember. You go back and forth so many times. Yeah, and I pushed hard on that artillery unit, and he's gone. Let's see, he has one artillery left, and it's very tiny. Yeah, his army's being just torn up. And I'm having units fall back, and, you know, we have 25 minutes left. Get them on the... Had them fall back, had them charge forward to assist in the push in the middle, but now I need them to fall back, get on the right edge of the board and rest, so that's what I'm doing. So I do a lot of things in my game where I'm thinking about where my units need to be 30 minutes from now and not just 3 minutes from now. And I think that really makes a huge difference in how the battles play out. I've heard people say that, you know, the enemy army just cooperated with me in doing something. Well, a lot of times I manipulate the enemy army into doing things that 30 minutes from now are, you know, are going to look like it was completely a random thing or I was just lucky. But it actually was planned and intentionally manipulated. So, yeah, it only took, in this case, less than 10 minutes to attack, destroy the artillery, and then have selected units fall back. And now stack them up on the right edge of the map. They're just about where I want them. Let them recover for a little bit to recover condition. And then, yeah, and what they're going to do is go hard to the outside and go around all of these enemy troops and surround them. And here I'm doing something I like to do, which is just pick at the enemy with detached skirmishers. The parent unit's just sitting back resting. The detached skirmishers are just taking shots on the enemy. And yeah, this is something I just enjoy doing. The hard part about it is now I have to get the detached skirmishers back to the parent unit for the next phase. And that's something I've never really thought about doing before. Okay, have the 24-pound howitzer up on the right flank, which is where I always wanted him to be. And the enemy pretty much just fell back. So his position is collapsing. I don't need to push into the next wood line, and I certainly don't want to push around across that open area. Instead, the better plan is just to encircle him first. He can sit in that wood line until I encircle him, and then he's dead no matter what he does. We'll be able to knock him off that wood line from behind and the flank, and then he'll just be in swamp. And he'll end up over in the swamp about where the supply wagon is, and further south of that. So, yep, now we're just counting down 7 minutes. We are exactly where we need to be. Yeah, good idea. Charge with that cav. Please do that a few more times. And also my 24-pound howitzer just doesn't have that much to do, so please move forward. His units are all nicely in the open. That's great. It's a great way to spend 5 or 10 minutes. But we have 1 minute to go, and then something is going to happen. I think we go over to the right. No, no, no. Does the map open up? I have completely forgotten. I think, well, we're about to find out, because 0 minutes. Ah, right. The Hornet's Nest phase. That's right. Because this is where you want to go to the left. Once again, do not take the flag. Left and right of the Hornet's Nest. It's okay. I have these units stacked up. This is what I've been waiting for. Now the battle begins. And hopefully those 3 artillery units are not protected by infantry, but he always has infantry over there. So I don't expect that to go too well. You know, it just occurred to me. I would actually be better off if I put my supply wagon right on the edge of the map at the end of this battle. I know I had my supply wagon on the right flank, but right on the edge of the map. And there might be some possibility that my supply wagon would actually come in on this side of the map and start resupplying all this infantry during this phase. I'm going to have to try that next time, because the sooner I can get my supply wagon to these guys, the better off we're going to be. I do think that in the battle, the Allied troops should be given more supply. I don't think there's any reason why they should start with their supply wagon is so low that there's no way they can fight without running out of ammo. I just, that doesn't make any sense. They should have enough ammunition in that supply wagon that they can at least make it and fire and fight. Maybe not their artillery, but their infantry should be able to fight through this entire phase without running out of ammo. So yeah, maybe give them 2 supply wagons. I don't know. But they're not given enough ammo. And that's the handicap in this battle. While that and these units just aren't very good, they don't fight very well. Three hours and 15 minutes is a very long time. Yeah, more than I mean, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking 3 hours and 15 minutes to defeat this force. That's just a lot of time. Um, and eventually, they're going to end up in the swamp to the right. If you cover the battlefield, they're going to have no place else to go. A unit or two always pops out of this little pocket for some reason, but hopefully not very many of the enemy are able to escape. Most of them won't. 1 or 2 units will retreat out of here for some strange reason, but yeah, it's yeah, Is Jenkins exhausted already? Yeah, we're just going to continue to extend the left flank around the enemy. Yeah, I just want to push this guy out of the woods. So I knew that anybody hitting him would make him rout, so we'll keep degrading him, and we push him into the open, he'll take even more losses, and then hopefully at some point we'll just charge him and capture him. Yeah, and unfortunately these guys are running out of ammo, so let's see. Now my infantry's doing well, but I mean the guys down on the edge of the map are running out of ammo. When your units run out of ammo, they just get exhausted, and then they're just terrible. So yeah, my cav needs to rest. That's really neat. My artillery is in position, hitting him with canister and driving him back. So yeah, what I recommend here is turn the artillery on and off and use it very sparingly, and gang up your artillery on like one unit at a time to get it to rout, because you get about 20 shots per uh, per unit before you run out of ammo. So make sure it's canister, make sure you're right in the face of the enemy, and gang up on a unit, and then everybody fires canister, the enemy routs, and then you turn everybody off, move again. So yeah, the micromanagement here is well, obviously intense because we're playing on legendary, but I can't believe I'm saying this. More micromanagement would be better than what I'm doing right now. So my one unit was taking too much damage and losing morale, so I'm having him fall back, and the unit on the flank will fire into the enemy till the enemy turns all the way around, and the other unit will come forward and hit him in the flank. So yep, there we go. Yeah, if you can get enemy units to spin in circles like that, that's always a good thing. Okay, here we go. We're what, 10 minutes into this? I don't know. I thought it was a 3 hour. We're like nothing into this battle, and he's just falling apart. His position is collapsing. He's going to be right at the edge of the swamp in just a minute, and the unit that's isolated is in pretty terrible condition. I just need to rest that cav unit for 10 minutes. But unfortunately, I'm running out of ammo. So we're quickly getting to the point where it's going to have to be done with bayonets because we just don't have bullets. Yeah, and I'm looking at my artillery right now. My artillery is too far away to be firing. Just a waste of ammo. Man, I really want that Cav to die. That Cav can cause me all kinds of headaches. Do not want him to escape. Yeah, I think this is the point where you probably want to go watch Hi Bob War Bob. The reason is he does a really good job at about this point in the battle of getting around these guys and then killing them and capturing them. So, yeah, I did not do a good job here. So at this point, these guys are out of ammo. Let's just charge this guy and see if we can't kill him. 2-on-1, we should be able to knock him down to almost nothing. And then if we have to, we'll rest and we'll hit him 2-on-1 again. Time to put this guy out of my misery. I'm tired of dealing with him. Yeah, 15. Yeah, I expected him to drop a lot more than that. I expected to kill 300 or 400 with that charge, and it's just not happening. Yeah, and my infantry is exhausted. So what I need to do is, my infantry's exhausted, put it on hold fire, and let him just get him his condition back. My Cav is out of ammo, so there's no reason for him to fire anymore. Just let them rest, get some condition back, we'll go back into melee. That's what I should do. Yeah, see that Cav unit, because of the way the map is, he's trying desperately to retreat, and the AI is telling him his retreat path is to the north. Yeah, defies all logic. I really want to kill that guy. I don't want him wandering around in the rear of my army. He's going to be a huge nuisance. Yeah, just like he is right now, having my artillery turn around. So that's not good. I have a choice of sending this infantry unit either to the left or the right. If I send him to the left, he covers the rear of my army, protects it from any units that are over there. If I send it to the right, he can help me capture this pocket of troops. So I'm going to have to now detach a unit and a detached skirmisher to get to the rear of my army and protect it from that tiny Cav unit, where the Cav unit will just take infinite shots at my artillery. So, okay, what I decide is just everybody's gone into melee. We're just going to grind this guy down to nothing. Yeah, the cav unit is exhausted, but he will continue to grind on the enemy and exhaust it, keep it in shocked condition, and make it easier for my infantry unit to kill it when it shows up. And hopefully my infantry unit has just enough condition to be able to pull this off. One last shot. He shouldn't fire anymore. He doesn't have any ammo. But yeah, it's time to put this away. And I should put all the units on hold fire, because scrounging for ammunition is just going to exhaust them. Okay, we have him down to near almost 1,000, so he should surrender. Took a bit longer than I thought it would. And I'd like to get one more push on his infantry before I don't have any choice but to pull a unit off the line to protect my army from his cav unit. And he surrendered. My infantry unit just barely got there. Okay, so we can route that guy off the map. Again, I should turn them off fire so they stop trying to reload, because that does nothing but exhaust them, and then get them over here as quickly as possible, let them rest for 10 minutes, and then get them over here as quickly as possible to get ready to resupply. And the quickest way to do that is to have them actually go to the left of the victory location. Yeah, now that I'm looking at this, those two units could move up to the left of the Hornet's nest. When the map opens up, immediately get resupplied with ammunition, and then escort the wagon over to the right side of the map, which I'm going to have to do. So for some reason, yeah, this is the thing that happens. Normally there's no way that the logic of the game would say that this is the retreat path for this unit, but in this case, the game is saying this is the retreat path for this unit, and that unit's going to be a pain in the neck. It's going to really seriously slow up the resupply of my units on the right side by going to the Hornet's nest and occupying it and just being a complete nuisance. So, but all these guys who retreated in the right direction, which is just into the swamp, they're basically dead at this point. And I'm looking, I have some units with plenty of ammo. All I need to do is park those on the wood line. Don't worry about fighting with the guys who are out of ammo. The guys who are out of ammo, put them on hold fire so they don't get exhausted. And wear these guys down for a little bit, and I would have been better off. But what I do is I try to go after them and I botch the attack. Yeah, I'm looking at this. I have too many units that are exhausted. Okay, he looks pretty torn up to me right here. Yeah, for some reason, one of the units retreated back onto this little island. Yeah, who knows what the heck is going on there. Why is that guy all the way back on that island? And that's where they're all headed right now. They're all going to go back and park on that island. Yeah, he's retreated too far. What I tell you is if the enemy retreats this far, just forget about it. Any units that are out of ammo, just have them start moving to the left side of the map to get next to, first of all, turn off fire so they stop trying to scrounge for ammunition. That just gets them exhausted. Then have them just go to the left side of the map and they'll get resupplied right away as soon as the map opens up. I have an hour and a half to get over there, which they could easily do. So have all of the guys out of ammunition just start walking right now. There is a supply wagon, no doubt empty. A Union supply wagon. How convenient is that? So, yeah, this little... Do not go after these guys if they're in the corner like this. Complete disaster, I think. Okay, I captured a supply wagon. Yeah, and there's... Yeah, exactly what I thought. Yeah, everyone who's exhausted needs to rest. Everyone out of ammo needs to fall back. And I'm not doing that. Instead, I decide I'm going to go get the enemy into melee. Yeah, problem is I'm going to get into melee with units that don't have any condition. Yeah, completely wrong. And my thought is, just like the unit that I just captured to the south, my units are exhausted, but so are his. He'll surrender. Yeah, if I had ammo in condition, this might work really well, but no. And my artillery's out of ammo, everybody's out of ammo, and when they're out of ammo, and they're in a swamp, and they're scrounging for ammunition, their condition is going to go to 0, and then they're going to rout. So, yeah, this is all really bad. Yeah, at this point, I'm going to have units, like, turn their right into the enemy to try to pull some of them out. Because I think that the enemy is so broken, he should start to surrender. All I need to do is get 2-on-1, but I can't get 2-on-1. So I'm not attacking 2-on-1. Yeah, this is just... Don't do this. What I should have done is all my artillery pick up and move to the left. The guys out of ammo pick up and move to the left. The guys who are exhausted just park, set up a defensive line on the wood line right next to the swamp, and avoid all of this. So, wait, that something happened that ended the phase? I wonder what happened. Because that should not have been... There still should have been more time. Now, what the map is showing me on the right is, interestingly, there are no units there, but there are. They're hidden, and they pop back into view in just a moment. So, okay, that ends this phase, and it was interesting, and hope you learned something from it, and I'll see you in the next phase.